of the Spill Joy Ensemble, and yes, we are very excited to scream at you today. It's going to be a really good time. Yes. So really quickly, yeah, we've been on. This is actually like the last show, pretty much. We have one more show after this, but which is in Alaska. But we've been on tour for 2 months, and we couldn't think of like a better place to almost like tell us to be. This is like such a legendary venue. She's a great one-night stand. I would never bring her home to meet Mom. It's a love poem to the city of Los Angeles. It's called Maggie, no relation to the Rod Stewart song, and it's dedicated to Will, wherever he's at. Los Angeles, you were the girl that every boy wanted to bring to prom, except for me. Yet somehow I still found you beneath my windowsill at 4 a.m. in a dress by Prada that you stole off Rodeo Drive. Trying to serenade me between whiskey breaths, you said, "You son of a bitch, how come you don't want to have sex with me? Because everybody else does." And I said, "Because you invented Paris Hilton and the drive-by shooting. And from what I hear, you got a wicked case of hepatitis." And you said, "Fair enough. Fair enough. But would you still dance with me?" And I said, "Okie dokie, pokey, take my hand." And I gripped you deep beneath the valley until Long Beach took its seat next to my liver and Venice its seat next to my heart. And I held Compton in my other hand so that it was as far away from my wallet as it could possibly be. And I looked you in the eyes and I said, "My God, you're beautiful." And you said, "Well, I've had work done." And I said, "I hope Deborah doesn't get jealous because I never wrote a poem like this about her." And he said, "Don't stress it. Me and Vegas, we're tight. This shit won't make it past state lines." And I said, "Oh, Maggie." Can I call you Maggie? You know, you always seem like a Margaret to me, and I'm not exactly sure, but I think Maggie is short for Margaret, so can I call you Maggie? That would really make my day. And you said, "Sure, you friggin' weirdo." And I said, "Oh, Maggie, you're kind of like a hooker with a heart of gold. But actually, you're more like a really big city with a drug problem. But I love you. I love you for your imperfections and your fault lines." That was just for me, really. I love you for your imperfections. Say it again? No. I love you for your imperfections and your fault lines. I love you for your endless traffic, the way it gently lulls me to sleep at night like a lover's breath tickling my ear. It sounds just like... like a pig with Tourette's hate fucking a vacuum cleaner and shakes while listening to Little John. Maggie, it's beautiful. And baby, I don't mean to get personal, although I can't help but wonder, why does Hollywood remind me of a middle-aged drag queen who just stopped trying to be pretty? Like she only takes baths in the water left over from the baptismals of babies who never wanted to be holy in the first place. Beautiful and spent, and no doubt full of some kind of regret that forces her to grit her teeth until they chip and crack like her sidewalks do. And you said, "That's not fair." And I said, "Well, neither are breast implants." Thank you for those anyway. Right, thank you for Ronald Reagan. Thank you for road rage. Thank you for teaching us the most important lesson of the 21st century, which is to never make a sex tape because somebody's going to see that shit. And Maggie, thank you for anorexia. You know, my friend Angela, she really liked that one. And then you said, "Stop fucking with my good lighting." And I said, "Don't hold my shadow against me. It's just that sometimes your beauty reminds me of a La Cienega car wreck, and I can't help but to stand over your mess and rubberneck. Maggie, tell me, why do you give two shits about Anna Nicole Smith? Did you know that they found your DNA beneath Marilyn's fingernails? And by the way, Heath Ledger, he sends his regards. So stop stealing all of our beautiful people and then fucking them up with your good taste." And you said, "I love you." And I said, "Stop trying to sell me something. I already know that God lives in California. He works as a makeup artist, using the sidewalk chalk left over from children gunned down in South Central to paint those Technicolor sunsets on the sky's face that you're so famous for. Using it to cover up all the burn marks still left from the Watts riots. Spends his weekends below I-10 underpasses, sipping Thunderbird and telling government jokes to the junkies until they laugh so hard that the freeways shake and we all think it's the big one. Maggie, I know these things. Now tell me your secrets. The kind of stuff that you don't tell other people. Like whether or not that lonely Hollywood sign ever changes location on the hills just to see if the people stuck in morning traffic will finally notice it with a smile. Or do the tar pits ever feel like they've given up too many of their secrets, just like I do sometimes? Does the 405 straighten itself out late at night to help the drunks get home safely? Or will the Sunset Strip ever spit out all the people that it swallowed like the tar pits do their secrets? Or will it just continue to pull itself taut to shake off its past like so many broken dreams and empty syringes to try and look good for Beverly Hills as she walks by? Looking like the apocalypse coming down the sidewalk in high heels with legs that go all the way up like redwood trees and inspire forest fires in the hearts of men. Her collagen lips too fake to make good on the realness of her promises. And then you said, stay with me. I said I would, but the air here is thick like a bedroom after a one-night stand on top of sheets that my children have never played upon. In Denver, she's lonesome for her heroes. So I gotta go. But if it's any consolation, baby, you sure can. And then you said, boy, you're a shitty dancer. But let's do it again sometime. Thank you.